Yo, what is good everyone? OJ here. Welcome to another video. Today we've got some interesting topics, so let's go ahead and get right into it. And we're starting off with a little bit of a discussion where I'm going to be talking about Dragon Quest XI Echoes of an Elusive Age, Square Enix, and how the Nintendo Switch kind of all fits into this, because I actually saw an ad for Dragon Quest XI Echoes of an Elusive Age to where it was $49.99 at Best Buy. So less than a month after release, a huge, massive RPG that is sold over 1 million units in Japan comes over to the West, where the bulk of the audience is, with like 80 million systems sold, because in Japan the PlayStation 4 hasn't sold anywhere near as much, and it's already been discounted to $49.99. Now obviously, like I talked about before, launching in the same week as Spider-Man was definitely not a good idea, but at the same time it's kind of shocking to see that this game has already been discounted. But I also think this kind of ties into kind of what Square Enix is thinking going forward when it comes to Japanese RPGs, when it comes to Japanese titles, is that they really need the Nintendo Switch. They really need Nintendo in this situation, because I'm starting to see with a lot of Square Enix's titles is that while they might be big and have a lot of production and everything, they're really not getting a lot of sales numbers out of multiple different units if it's multi-platform. Right now, we don't know the rest of the sales with Dragon Quest XI Echoes of an Elusive Age. It could have sold really well, kinda, but usually when retailers discount stuff this fast, it's not necessarily doing well, and it's not like there was a ton of Dragon Quest copies around everywhere based on the stores that I had to go to when it launched. Best Buy didn't even have the game on launch day, and now they've already discounted it, not even having it on launch day. And then GameStop, one of the busiest GameStops in my area, only had 8 copies with 2 pre-orders. So I think if this game was doing really well or sold a lot of copies here in the West, Square Enix would have said something, like they said something about Octopath Traveler selling 1 million units in like a couple weeks, with the bulk of the sales here in the West, because we did have the Japanese media create sales numbers to go off of, and Octopath continues to do really well on the Nintendo Switch. So I've kind of looked recently at some of the stuff, because there was Dreamcast Guy's video where he said that he heard that Square Enix was heavily interested in bringing Kingdom Hearts 3 over to the Nintendo Switch, and I felt more that that's like not necessarily a rumor or anything. It was classified as that, right? Because we don't know for sure, but I think it's just something that Square Enix would do if you look at all the success that they've been having on the Switch with Octopath, and if you look at what they're bringing over, all the different Final Fantasy games, World of Final Fantasy, they're bringing over tons of stuff to the system because they know, and I think they finally accepted that Japan and even the West are going to be very passionate about their IPs, which I don't think Square Enix has understood for a while now. And I know there was the whole stuff that happened before, because I'm not talking about the whole Final Fantasy thing and all of that. I'm just talking like Square Enix hasn't thought that Nintendo fans would be this receptive to their IPs when they try, because I honestly feel Square Enix hasn't tried on a Nintendo platform for real in a very long time. Maybe Dream Drop Distance was the last time that they actually tried to bring something bigger over to a Nintendo platform. Everything else has been side stories or offshoots or something else, never like the main line thing. So now that they're actually bringing mainline games and a new IP, they're seeing the results of that, and the results have been very good. Whereas when they bring stuff over to Xbox, not necessarily as good as you would have hoped for certain stuff. So I think that Square Enix is realizing that. I think that Dragon Quest XI, bringing it over to the PlayStation 4 and the PC, I think that they know that the Switch version probably should have came out sooner if they could have got it done, but I don't think they could have. I just think that they really just had to get the game out, and Square Enix with Nintendo and Epic, they had the whole Unreal Engine 4 snafu to where it wasn't updated fast enough. I think that Square Enix is finally coming around, and I think that they're saying that, yeah, they kind of need the Nintendo Switch and their fans in order to sell their Japanese games here in the West a lot better, because like I said, look at Octopath Traveler compared to Dragon Quest XI. Dragon Quest XI is being sold to like 80 million people or something like that, because the install base of the PlayStation 4 in Japan isn't very high compared to the rest of the world, yet Octopath Traveler just kind of bodied it when it comes to sales here in the West. So I definitely think that we're going to see more Square Enix stuff going forward in the future, and I think that they realize that their Japanese IPs definitely need to be on Nintendo Switch. So we'll see what happens with Kingdom Hearts, we'll see what happens with future Final Fantasies, but I think good things will come from that. So what do you guys think about this little discussion when it comes to Square Enix, Dragon Quest XI, and kind of what's going on there? Do you feel that Square Enix is going to put even more support on the system after what we've seen here? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Alright, and moving on to the next topic here. Paladins is adding gyro controls on the Nintendo Switch next month. So one of the most requested features in any shooter that comes to Nintendo Switch is gyro controls. We saw it with Doom. It was first launched, there was no gyro controls. People really wanted that, and then they added that in there. Well, now Paladins is following suit because there is gyro controls in the game. And also Fortnite, I think that game didn't originally have gyro controls, and then they added in gyro controls later. So it's definitely something that developers need to fine tune and tweak. Otherwise, it'd probably be in there from the very beginning, but it does seem like they need some more time to fine-tune the gyro controls, make sure everything works well with the Joy-Cons, make sure everything works well with the Nintendo Switch Pro controller. So that's good that they're definitely adding that in. So sometime in November, gyro controls will be added in. It was confirmed on the latest episode of Nintendo Minute with Kit and Krista. So that's really cool. That's really cool that the gyro controls are being added in. I know a lot of people really like gyro controls. I know people that use them on Fortnite, and all of a sudden they went from not winning in Fortnite to actually winning games in Fortnite on the Nintendo Switch. Same goes for Doom. Went from not being that great in Doom to being really good in Doom and being able to use those gyro controls. Now, gyro is not for me, but that's what options are about, right? The fact that you have the option to use the gyro controls or not use the gyro controls is really cool, and I love that they're adding that in there for people. I think there's going to be a lot of players that actually get a buff from using gyro controls. There's going to be a lot of people out there that are now a lot better at Paladins because they can use gyro controls. So I'm happy that it's being added in there. So what do you guys think about Paladins adding in gyro controls on the Nintendo Switch next month? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Alright Ninja, and getting into the final topic here, we're going to be discussing Super Mario Party and my initial impressions. I do want to say that I did get a review code from Nintendo, so it was provided by them. But yeah, my initial impressions of Super Mario Party is that it's really fun. It's really fun with a few different faults here and there. I'll talk about the good really quick, and then I'll talk about the bad. So the good is that the game has a lot of fun mini games. There's over 80 games. The boards are really cool and interactive. They seem fun. And yeah, it's just overall just a really bright, cheerful, frustrating, but then again at the same time fun game to play. I played the single player board game. I played that for like about 60 minutes. And finished up the game, won my Princess Peach, and then I played online as well with friends, and that's where necessarily the bad kind of comes in, because the online mode is pretty bare bones. There's not a ton of different mini games to choose from. I think there's only 10. And yeah, that's it. And you can just pick between like different sets, and there you go. Then you do 5 mini games, and that's that. Definitely adding in board games to the online would be great as well. But I think I'll have a full review of Super Mario Party after I play more of the single player, and maybe when I can get some local multiplayer in with some other people here as well. I think that would be really good if I can do that, just so I can kind of experience it the way that Mario Party is kind of supposed to be experienced, just because I don't have anybody to play it with at this point. So I think I kind of want to get that action in first before I do a full review or more of it. But my initial impressions are it's pretty good. It's fun. If you have people to play with at home, it's definitely a must buy for sure. If you have people to play with, brothers, sisters, family, whatever the case is, cousins, children, it's good to play. I go out there, buy it, you're gonna have a lot of fun. It's designed around the Joy-Con, so there's no Pro Controller support. I know some people were kind of like, what? There's no Pro Controller support? Even like they bought the game and didn't know that, even though it was kind of detailed multiple times. But yeah, a lot of people don't know that. So yeah, there's no Pro Controller support. The game is really designed around the Joy-Cons and uses it really, really well. There's this cooking mini game that I absolutely love on there, where like you cook like a piece of like steak, like a cube steak, and you use the Joy-Con to flip the steak over, and you have to cook all the sides. We had a blast playing that in the online mode and everything. So the games are fun. They just need to add in more games for the online. That would be great. And they need to add in like the boards for online as well. So if we got to pick from like 50 different mini games online in the rush mode, or if we can customize the game mode that we can do, like we can say, hey, we want to do 10 mini games to see who the winner is, you know, or we can do 15 and then add in one board or two for online play as well and kind of speed it up. I think that would be great. That would just be great, at least with friends, right? Maybe not the worldwide rankings because people are just going to rage quit the board games and all that. Maybe they just kind of do something differently with that, but definitely for friends online, being able to play the board game, that'd be cool. And just adding in more than 10 mini games, and I think that they're going to have a hit there. But they can always do updates. I think they can always roll out updates to it. We're seeing updates come to Mario Tennis, so I think that there might be some updates for Super Mario Party as well. So what do you guys think about Super Mario Party so far that you've played? Like I said, I like the game. They just need to add in some few things. Overall, I had fun, had a lot of fun, raged and everything last night playing with the PE community. But yeah, I'm looking forward to actually seeing what they add to the game and playing the game more. Hopefully I can get some local multiplayer matches as well. So what do you guys think about Super Mario Party? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We got Facebook and Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps us out right here on the channel. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to Player Essence for latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you, Ninja, for the next video. Peace.